Welcome to the Filipino American Woman Project podcast show, brought to you by our family on biasboba.com.
We're your co-hosts, Jen Amos
and Nani Dominguez-Smith.
After 3 seasons of sharing stories for Pinays by Pinays, we've gained the knowledge and language to articulate our experiences, and now we're ready to tell our own.
As we venture off into the world of business partnership, we want to bring you along for the ride.
Keep listening to hear how we explore our Pinay identities together as podcasters, content creators, and entrepreneurs.
Now, let's get into the show.
Hey everyone, Jen Amos here, your creator and co-host of the Filipino American Woman Project. And yes, I am flying solo in regards to the pre-announcements for this episode today because life. And so you'll actually be able to hear Nani here in our recording today, but I wanted to take some time here to give you all some announcements. And as a reminder, Nani and I are making more of an effort to record these via video. So if you want to see how I look like on camera, then be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, with that being said, let me go ahead and get into today's announcements. First and foremost, happy Filipino American History Month. This is our second episode we are producing to kick off season 4 of the Filipino American Woman Project. And what better way to start off season 4 than during Filipino American History Month? So I thought I would take this time to get you all informed about Filipino American History Month in case you are watching our show for the first time and you are learning about Filipino American History Month for the first time as well. So in regards to Filipino American History Month, I am pulling up the information straight from the FAHM's website. FAHM's stands for Filipino American National Historical Society. And according to FAHM's, Filipino Americans are the second largest Asian American group in the nation and the third largest ethnic group in California. And that falls after Latinos and African Americans. The celebration of Filipino American History Month in October commemorates the first recorded presence of Filipinos in the continental United States, which occurred on October 18, 1587, when Luzones Indios, and hopefully I pronounced that correctly, came ashore from the Spanish galleon Nuestra Señora de Esperanza. I hope I said that right. And landed at what is now Morro Bay, California. In 2019, the U.S. Congress recognized October as Filipino American History Month in the United States. So if you are wondering why Filipino American History Month takes place in October, it's because of this reason, the fact that we were first recorded to be present here in the United States in October 1587. So fun fact for you, actually, I'm learning that for the first time. So we're learning together, y'all. And so let me continue to read this. And of course, I will provide this information for you, the FAHM's website, in the show notes of this episode. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to continue reading what they're saying here on the website about Filipino American History Month. Various states, counties, and cities in the U.S. have established proclamations and resolutions declaring observance of Filipino American History Month. The late Dr. Fred Cordova, along with his wife, FAHM's founder, Dr. Dorothy Ligo Cordova, first introduced October as Filipino American History Month in 1992 with a resolution from the FAHM's National Board of Trustees. Across the nation, FAHM's chapters, colleges and universities, museums, and community groups will be commemorating Filipino American History Month with various activities and events to bring awareness of the significant roles Filipinos have played in American history. And so I'm going to continue to read from this website in upcoming episodes to continue to celebrate Filipino American History Month for you. I will share the theme of this year. Every year, FAHM's comes out with a theme on how you can celebrate Filipino American History Month. And for this year, for 2022, FAHM's invites you to celebrate their history and legacy. 50 years of Filipino American studies, 40 years of the Filipino American National Historical Society, FAHM's, and 30 years of Filipino American History Month itself. Once again, I'll continue to share more about Filipino American History Month in upcoming episodes. If you want to learn more, go ahead and check out the direct link to what I am reading to you in the show notes of this episode. Happy Filipino American History Month, and we hope to continue to roll out with some fun facts about this month and why it's so significant for all of us to celebrate and even just to be aware of and to recognize during this month. It's incredibly special that we have an entire month, not a day, an entire month of Filipino American History Month. So yay us. So that is the first announcement, Filipino American History Month. All right, my next announcement is about our monthly book club, the Chismes with Jen and Nani book club, brought to you by biasboba.com. Whether you are a member or a supporter on there. And let me just go ahead and recap what the difference is. If you support us on biasboba.com, it's as simple as purchasing 1 cup of boba. 1 cup of boba is $5. And to be quite honest, boba is not that cheap nowadays. Like, I will tell you, the last time I bought boba, I probably spent an easy $8. So the fact that we are only asking you to buy us a cup of boba for only $5. And just so you know, if you feel like, oh no, Jen, Nani, you deserve more. We do, thank you. But if you want to purchase more, you're actually able to. You can purchase us an unlimited amount of cups of boba. All you have to do is just go to biasboba.com and go to the supporter section and select how many amounts of boba you would like to support us with. And so that's what it means to be a supporter. It's really a one-time support, and you can continue to support us as many times as you would like moving forward. If you're looking to be more committed, if you are looking to support us on a monthly basis, then you would be able to become a member. But real quick, if you do support us, a minimum of 1 cup of boba, that invites you to be part of our book club basically forever. So for as long as you want to be part of our monthly book clubs, 1 cup of boba is all that it takes. Essentially, you will get notified via biasboba.com when we're going to be having our upcoming book clubs and all that good stuff. So let me go ahead and let you know when our next book club is going to be. It's actually going to be happening next Friday at the time of this recording. To be more specific, Friday, October 21st at 12 p.m. Pacific Time and Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So I will say that again. Our next book club is going to be on Friday, October 21st, 12 p.m. Pacific Time and 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And yes, it's really hard to say all these time zones. That's why I wrote it down. And for this next book club, we are actually going to be wrapping up with Anthony Christian Ocampo's book, Latinos of Asia. We're going to be finishing up the last 2 chapters and brainstorming on what the next book we're all going to be reading together. And one thing we often like to remind everyone is that you don't have to have read the book to be a part of the book club. Sometimes people learn better by hearing other people's interpretations of the book. Some people love to read the book and take copious notes and share all those notes. The point is that we want to meet you where you're at. And at the end of the day, we hope that you walk away learning. Another thing I want to mention about the book club is that it's our objective to make it a collective effort for all of us to share our knowledge and our perspectives and our stories as to how we relate to the source material, how we relate to what we are reading. So this isn't a college level way of dissecting a book. It's really a conversation starter, a way to break the ice and share more about yourself in relation to what we are reading in the book and also in relation to how other people are interpreting the book. So I hope you can join us. Once again, all you have to do is buy us a minimum of 1 cup of boba at biasboba.com. And we will send you an invitation to join us on Friday, October 21st, 12 p.m. Pacific Time and Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central Time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And I also mentioned a little bit about the membership. If you are interested in becoming a member, essentially what it is, it's a monthly or annual commitment to support us financially for the TFAW Project. And in addition to the book club, you will also get exclusive access to our private podcast show, Chismes with Jen and Nani. And Chismes with Jen and Nani, in addition to the replays of the book clubs that you will get access to, you will also get original content that only Nani and I will share on Chismes with Jen and Nani. And so we talk about a lot of things on there. One of our amazing listeners, Rachel, best described Chismes with Jen and Nani as the rated R version of the TFAW Project. So we would love for you to support us. And of course, in return, we would love to give you access to this private podcast, Chismes with Jen and Nani, when you become a member, whether it's a monthly support or an annual support at biasboba.com. All right, so now on to my third announcement. Yes, we have a lot to share, y'all. So this third one actually is a shout out to Stacy Salinas, who is our resident historian here at the TFAW Project. She has been on our show a couple of times. One of the most notable ones that she had recently been a part of is episode 100, when Nani and I kicked off season 3 last year. And so feel free to check her out there. She also was involved with helping us write our academic paper, Panay Podcasters, in which you can read more about at panaypodcasters.com. We even have the webinar if you want to watch the replay of us presenting the paper. All you have to do is visit panaypodcasters.com. It's free, it's available, and would love to get your thoughts on what we had to write and put together and even present. But Stacy has been an integral part of the TFAW Project. She had reached out to me back in the day when I was still doing Facebook Live, so back in 2017. And the reason why I'm bringing her up now is because Nani and I have been invited to share our family's story in what she has been able to put together for the first time at the California State Museum, the exhibit, which is called California is in the Heart. So let me go ahead and read this straight from the California Museum website, in which you can check out at californiamuseum.org. So the theme of this exhibit is called California is in the Heart, exploring the critical role Filipino Americans have played in our state's history. This exhibit will highlight stories, events, and towns that represent the Filipino Californian spirit. California is in the Heart, presented in partnership with the Bulusan Center for Filipino Studies and with the support from the Filipino American National Historical Society Museum, underlines the critical role Filipino Americans have played in our state's history. This exhibit will go on from October 29th, 2022 until April 9th, 2023. So let me repeat myself. This exhibit is going to be available at the California Museum from October 29th, 2022 until April 9th, 2023. What is that, like 6 months? That's amazing. Well done, Stacey. At this exhibit, they'll highlight their influence. At this exhibit, they'll highlight the Filipino American experience in the Golden State from their first landing at Morro Bay in 1587 through the labor and civil rights movement of the 1960s to current leadership in local and statewide office. Never before exhibited family photos tie into a map depicting Filipino towns across the state, while artists provide unique perspectives as their work supplements a historical timeline. Additional sections celebrate the life-saving work of Filipino nurses during the pandemic, highlight women's roles in the FAHM community, and address efforts to combat AAPI hate. Stacey, we are always impressed by what you're able to pull off, and we just want to say congratulations to you, and more importantly, for inviting Nani and I to share our family stories at this California museum or at this exhibit, in which you'll be able to check out should you decide to visit the exhibit. So once again, the exhibit is at the California Museum. It's titled California is in the Heart, and it's going to be available for anyone to check out anytime between October 29th, 2022 until April 9th, 2023. Would love for all of you to come and support Stacey and the Bulusan Center and everyone who came together to make this possible and to celebrate the fact that we are being documented in California history, finally. My last announcement that I want to share before we dive into our conversation today is I want to give a shout out to the initial people who have decided to join us in our Instagram 5-day reflection series. So as a recap, the Instagram 5-day reflection series is an opportunity for our Instagram community to join us in a group chat, basically straight on Instagram, and slip into our DMs. And Nani and I and Patricia is our community manager, we will be prompting you with daily reflection messages for you to think about, to share your thoughts with the people in the group, or, kind of keep it to yourself, totally up to you. But it's an opportunity to connect with your fellow listeners, our fellow Instagram community, and, learn about each other and share more about our backgrounds. And, part of why we wanted to do this is because Nani and I wanted to make our signature questions that we used to ask to our guests in our past 3 seasons. We wanted to make those signature questions more accessible to the public. And so what better way to do that in a safe environment, especially if you are not ready to talk on the microphone or be on video. We want to make it more available to you via Instagram through our group chats. And so I want to give a quick shout out to the people who are part of it right now. So quick shout out to Luis Edu. Luis, actually, I have known her forever. She was actually involved in one of the initial events that we threw way back in 2017 to celebrate Filipino American History Month when I was in San Diego. We hosted this Filipino American History Month celebration at the Filipino School in Mira Mesa, California. And Luis was so kind to step forward and share her story with me. And we were so fortunate to have our event be featured on NBC 7 San Diego News. And so shout out to Liberty Zabala, who is one of the broadcasters who is from NBC 7 San Diego at the time. I think she's still there, as far as I know. Thank you so much for coming over and giving us representation on the news channels to celebrate Filipino American History Month. And Luis is now part of our 5-day reflection series. So Luis, thank you so much. So happy to have you join us. Also want to give a shout out to Suki. Suki is an avid, active Discord member, as well as she also has been interviewed on our show on the TFAW Project. And she has an exclusive interview with us, a pre-interview and post-interview at Chismis with Jen and Nani for our biasboba.com members, where we were able to dive in a little bit deeper with her story and be a little more unfiltered and relaxed about what she had to share. So Suki, so happy to have you be part of our 5-day reflection series. And of course, Chachi. Chachi is the host of Kasamahan Co. And oh my gosh, Chachi, you're going to have to tell me how to pronounce that correctly, but you can check her out. I will provide everyone's contact information in the show notes of this episode. Chachi has been a longtime listener and supporter and fellow podcaster. So really happy to have you join us in the 5-day reflection series. And last but not least, we have Suki's friend, Dee. Dee, thank you so much for joining us. Really excited to learn more about you and hear your story in this 5-day reflection series. So once again, if you want to learn more about the 5-day reflection series, go ahead and listen to our last episode. That's episode 140, basically our first episode to kick off season 4 of the TFAW Project, to learn about what this will entail. And this is an ever-evolving project. We're hoping to continue to refine it and improve it. And so if you get involved, we would also love to get your feedback. But ultimately, we hope that you enjoy this reflection series to, kind of look inward, to be introspective, and also do it in community, sharing it with your fellow TFAW community on Instagram in our DMs. So hope you can join us there. All right. That is all the announcements I have for now. For this next recording, Nani and I continue our conversation from our last episode, episode 140. She was about to hint at you in the last episode what we are also rolling out in addition to the 5-day Instagram reflection series. And so buckle up, and we hope that you enjoy this next conversation with Nani and myself and the next major thing that we are rolling out here at the TFAW Project. Enjoy.
So remember how in the last 100 episodes, we've been teasing that we have big things planned for you guys, that we have big announcements coming. So we are starting to roll out some of these big announcements. One being the Instagram 5-day group chat challenge that we just talked about. And we probably didn't finish talking about it because we got sidetracked.
But if you're interested.
Yeah, thanks to me. So sorry about that little pause.
If it made some sense and it piqued your curiosity.
Yeah. After this episode is published and we listen to it and see what we said and what we didn't say, then maybe we can do a follow-up with anything that we missed. But you guys get the point. We're doing a 5-day group challenge on Instagram that you guys can join by DMing us, texting us, emailing us, however else. Talking to us on Discord. However else you guys choose to be in community with us, you can join that way. And just make sure you are following our Instagram account and have your post notifications turned on so that you are notified when we drop those story announcements, letting you guys know the details of that and how to get in. So the second big announcement that we have for you guys that we are going to just toy with today, not give you all the details, but we're going to give you a quick little overview of what we're doing. As we have told you now for several episodes, Jen and I are deciding to actually go into business together. And I know that we haven't really disclosed the details on what that means or what we'll be doing, but Jen and I have announced that we are going into business together, and we will be hosting a group coaching program that you all will have the ability to join once we launch it. Woo-hoo. So that is the real chismis of the day today, something that we have not announced before. And the actual announcement is that we're looking to put together a focus group or a test study for that group coaching program before we launch it, to gather some info and run some test runs and just work out the kinks. So if you'd like to be a part of that or you want to learn more, then stay tuned because more info on that will be coming, especially if you join our Instagram 5-day group challenge.
Yep.
So there are your 2 announcements for the day. And I know that we had been hinting that we had big things coming for a long time now. So we just want to provide some transparency and let you guys know what those things are that we've been working on. And most importantly, invite you in to join those efforts. So yes, we hope that you are as excited about those 2 things as we are. Do we have any other announcements?
We probably do. I just want to add and mention the 5-day group chat is a build up to what we hope to create in this focus group, in this potential program that we want to share with all of you and even put ourselves in and do together. Nani and I were talking about this offline a lot. We talk about a lot of things offline, but one of them is kind of like how what we hope to do in this coaching program, whatever it's going to look like, is it's not us necessarily leading you. It's more about us leading each other in whatever we are choosing to navigate, because this goes back to one of our main pillars here at the TFAW Project, which is unconventional learning. And we believe that we can learn from anyone. I never want to claim, Nani and I never want to claim that we're experts in anything. And we really are students of ourselves and our community and our relationship with others. And so this is going to be really a fun collective effort to continue to learn more about ourselves individually and, of course, in community with each other.
Come learn about your culture through community.
Yes, I will put that in our notes.
Okay. So yes, if you support what we're doing here and you really are invested in the content that we're producing, the content that we're trying to invite you into being a part of, there is more than one way that you can contribute to support Filipino-led media and to amplify the work that the TFAW Project is doing. And a lot of those are simple ways. So really all we ask of you and all we want from you is for you to invest back in us, what you get out of it. So if that is, engagement and connection, then we invite you to connect and engage with us. And you can do that by joining our Discord channel, as we've mentioned umpteen times now. We've got such a good community on Discord and such good conversations going on there about any and everything.
Yeah.
So I won't get too much into that detail because, as Jen mentioned before, it's not for everyone. And if you're someone who likes to exercise more strict boundaries with social media and apps on your phone or your computer, then if that's not for you, there's other options. You can subscribe to our newsletter, which I talked about earlier, is a great way to keep a pulse on the community, get some introspection if you're looking for things to prompt you into your own reflective sessions. We have our Chismes with Jen and Nani book club, where we read books by Filipina or Filipino American authors, where we speak to our pillar of unconventional learning. And an important side note is that you don't have to read the book if you haven't already heard us say that. You can always just join for the conversation or to listen to the people that did read the book, just go back and forth about it and share our learnings. And another simple way is to simply share our podcast with someone else who you think either hasn't heard about it already or could benefit from whatever we're talking about in this episode. That's all. Sorry, I was trying to think of how to wrap up, and then I was like, yep, that's it.
Yeah. And, if you are interested in delving in more with us, you could always reach out to us about collaborative opportunities. We are even open to advertisers now. I'm not going to tell you the number of downloads we've had on the show at this point, but we recently shared it with someone offline and they were like, oh, you definitely are in the bracket of asking for advertisers now. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I was just so focused on the journey of doing the show that
no big deal.
Yeah, that, I just didn't think to go there, and this goes back to why we've decided to kind of put our entrepreneurial hats on now is we recognize our worth and now we want to, in a sense, compete in the marketplace and earn your dollar in a sense with what the work we do, what we put out there and how we impact your life. And so we are open to having those conversations with you. And of course, if we haven't beaten this dead horse already, wow, that's an awful analogy, but I'm just going to keep going with it. You can always support us on biasboba.com. One-time support, like 1 cup of boba, can get you into our book club forever, so long as we continue to run it. And if you want to do a deeper, and if you would like to invest more, you can become a member, whether you sign up monthly or annually on biasboba.com. And that'll give you access to everything a supporter has. And you'll have access to our private podcast show, Chismes with Jen and Nani. So yeah, Nani, there's lots of ways that we want to invite people into our sacred space here. This is really our way of saying thank you to you all. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for your engagement, all the novels of emails that you all have sent us that I still have to get back to. I have a lot of work to do in my spare time, that's for sure. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be busy in community. Like at even one point, Nani, you saw me looking at my phone because I'm just like dealing with all these messages from friends. I'm not that popular, y'all, just to let you know. I'm really not. I'm just more amazed at how people are engaging with me now in this season of my life. And I'm really happy about it. And, we just want to continue doing our part to offer value. And just like what Nani said earlier, if you see value in this, if you have appreciated us investing in you, we hope that, we hope that you would be interested in investing back in us. And we have mentioned all the ways you can do that in the last, 30, 40 minutes that we have been doing this recording. So thank you all. Thank you to, all the people who've listened, especially to the teaser episode of season 4 of the TFAW Project. We are totally taking a different approach now. We hope that you appreciate it. We hope that you will grow with us and want to be a part of it. And we love you all. Thank you in advance.
Yes, thank you. So just as a recap before we go, that's 3 major announcements that we dropped for you guys, just because I want to keep track on this. Because
it's like more for you to remember
it so much. We have an IG, Instagram stories 5-day group chat challenge coming up, which you guys can follow our page and turn on our post notifications to get the details in real time and join that when it begins. 2, we are putting together a focus group for our group coaching program that we will be launching in the near future when Jen and I officially launch our business together. And 3, you can now promote your business, organization, product, service, whatever it is that you offer to the community in our newsletter. So we are now selling ad space, which is arguably the most important announcement of this episode. So
it's pretty important.
Those are 3 for you since we've been teasing at it for so long. We hope that was worthwhile, and we hope that you choose to support Filipino-led media by taking us up on one of those 3 offers. And yeah, we're just excited to dive back in with you guys.
Yeah. And the last thing I wanted to just wrap up is, checking in with us and checking in with how we have been since we've decided to make this mental shift, to put on our figurative, going from the co-host to the podcaster to an entrepreneur. And, I have a lot to say about it, but Nani, I know this is kind of one of your first major entrepreneurial endeavors with anyone. So I'm curious what your initial thoughts have been since saying yes. All right, everyone. Well, there you have it. Jumping back in here to wrap up our conversation for today. Once again, if you are interested in joining the waiting list for our focus group, go ahead and reach out to us. You know all the ways, whether it's email, text, Discord, Instagram. Let us know if you're interested in partaking in this focus group in which we will add you on a waiting list. And once we're ready, we'll give you that announcement. We'd love to have you improve upon what we already are doing with the Instagram 5-day series, the Instagram 5-day reflection series. And we would love to have you join us at the next book club. So once again, at the time of this recording, we are 1 week away from our next book club. It's going to take place Friday, October 21st, 12 p.m. Pacific and Mountain Time, 2 p.m. Central, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, y'all. Well, hope to hear from you in regards to the focus group or the book club, or, just hear from you in general. And lastly, if you want to partake in our 5-day reflection series, there's just a lot of things you can do with us here at the TFAW Project to continue to celebrate Filipino American History Month. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening, and chat soon. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Filipino American Woman Project podcast show.
Do you want to continue to be part of the conversation? Then join our Discord community for free today. Check out the link in the show notes to join us now.
And don't forget to subscribe to our weekly newsletter for the latest show updates and episode releases. The link is also available in the show notes.
Lastly, if you wish to support us on our journey, consider showing us some love on biasboba.com.
That's all for now. Chat with you next time.
Yay!